Good afternoon, girls. How are you, ma? So this is routine question. We know that you are very safe at your home and stay safe. Okay, because the COVID is spreading like anything. Try to avoid all contacts, like respiratory contacts are exposing to the positive cases, right? Okay, so coming to the topic, vulvitis. So yesterday we discussed about vaginitis. So today, vulvitis. So then this is one of the topic from reproductive tract infections, and the chapter is communicable diseases in medical surgical nursing. Okay. So we will start with introduction as usual. So vulvitis, the meaning is in the name itself, inflammation of vulva. So vulvitis is an inflammation of the vulva. Vulva is nothing but it's an external genital, female genital, the genitalia, mammalian genitalia, whatever it is, that include the labia majora, the labia minora, clitoris and introitus. That is the entrance of vagina. The entrance of vagina is called introitus. You know that. It may occur as vulvovaginitis with vaginitis. So that is the inflammation of vagina and maybe have infectious or non-infectious causes. So usually actually vulvovaginitis is a common condition because both vulvitis and vaginitis is going to be the common complaint, inflammation of vagina as well as inflammation of vulva. So this is a common joint complaint because the topic has been given as vulvitis and vaginitis. Because of that reason, I am explaining why vaginitis and vulvitis separately. Okay, so mostly the diagnosis may be vulvovaginitis may be there, or vaginitis may be there, or vulvitis may be there. Okay, you try to understand that. So if at all they ask the question of vulvovaginitis, the vagina also involved, right? So you have to write the both signs and symptoms of vulvitis and vaginitis. Okay, so if at all they ask vulvovaginitis, you have to explain the vaginitis and vulvitis together. Or otherwise, if they ask only vulvitis, so this topic you have to write. Or vaginitis. So already the completed topic you can write. Okay. So here it may occur as vulvovaginitis with vaginitis, that is inflammation of vagina, which already we covered, and may have infectious or non-infectious causes. So the warm and moist conditions of vulva make it easily to be affected. Okay. So you know the wet conditions are more good media. That the wet or moist and warm conditions are media is going to give a good host, becomes a good host for the microorganisms to multiply very rapidly. So here the vulva will be always warm and moist. Okay. So vulvitis is prone to occur in many female, especially those who have certain sensitivities, infections, allergies or diseases that make them likely to have vulvitis. So vulva is present in female, that's a female reproductive organ, right? So because of some allergies, because externally that vulva has been exposed externally. So during urination, during defecations, and especially after attaining the puberty, the girl will be attaining menarche regularly. She will be in menopause every month. So all this during this process, the girls who are not maintaining proper personal hygiene in terms of cleaning, in terms of wearing the sanitary pads, or in terms of changing the inner garments, all these contribute to the different they are going to invite infections if this personal hygiene is not good. Understand? So nowadays it's very less, but still it's there. 50% of rural people, they use cloth. So that is again, it is more prone to enhance the problem. Okay, so those who have certain sensitivities, తెలుసు కదమ్మా, కొంతమంది సోప్ అలర్జీస్ ఉండొచ్చు, సెన్సిటివిటీస్ ఉండొచ్చు, నాప్కిన్స్ అండర్ గార్మెంట్స్ అలర్జీస్ ఉండొచ్చు, అట్లా రకరకాల అలర్జీస్ ఉంటాయి కదా. సో దే బికమ్ సెన్సిటివ్ టు దట్ పర్టికులర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. Infections, allergies are diseases that make them likely to have vulvitis. So vulvitis is not a disease. It is just an inflammation caused by an infection, allergy or injury. Vulvitis is also a symptom of any sexually transmitted diseases or fungal infection. So what happens? The couple who are participating in their sexual intercourse, the husband or wife may transmit infections to other partner, right? So during this sexual intercourse, there may be chance of spreading the sexually transmitted infections. So during that stage also, vulvitis may be common, because this is one of the symptom for STDs or again fungal infections. So definition: it is an irritation or inflammation of the vulva, the skin right outside the vagina. So you know the genital organs, right? So first it's female genital organs. Externally it starts with vulva. So because this is externally exposed, there may be irritation or inflammation of vulva, and the vulva is nothing but the skin right outside the vagina. So it can be caused by dryness, skin abrasions, an allergy, infection or injury. So among postmenopausal who are most regarding this epidemiological triad, the host will be the female, right? So among female, the postmenopausal women are prepubescent, that is pre-pubic condition of the girls, the age of pre-pubic age, are more prone to be affected by it, and as compared to the women in their menstruation period. So you know, the postmenopausal and the pre-pubertic girls age group will have lots of hormonal changes. So during these hormonal changes, the infections are very common for them to get. It is so because they have low estrogen levels, which makes their vulvar tissue thin and dry. Women having diabetes are also prone to be affected by vulvitis due to the high sugar content in their cells, are increasing their vulnerability. Coming to the causes, vulvitis may be caused by the following reasons, like allergies or sensitivities towards certain products like colored or perfumed toilet papers, vaginal sprays or douches, then shampoos and hair conditioners. So you know, most of the advanced technology, or what we call like airports, railway stations, and in lodges, so many places where the lots of public will come and use toilets, they use the toilet papers, tissue papers, right? So water is very little used, and mostly these toilet papers are used to clean the private parts. So they are perfumed sometimes. They are sterilized. So they have the toilet papers contains so many chemicals. Again, vaginal sprays. So during this menstrual period, few ladies may have the habit of using vaginal sprays. For so many reasons they will use vaginal sprays. Then douches. Douches means it's one type of irrigation of vagina. Okay. Then shampoos and hair conditioners, laundry detergents, like while washing his inner garments they will use so many detergents, soaps, etc. Then creams or medications. Reactions to bubble bath or soaps used on genital areas, spermicides and sanitary napkins. So irritation caused by a yeast infection or chlorinated water in swimming pools or hot tubs or bathtubs or synthetic underwears or nylon pantyhose or without a breathable cotton crotch, or wearing a wet bathing suit for a long time, bike or horse బ్యాక్ రైడింగ్ అంటే గుర్రాల మీద కూర్చొని చేస్తారు కదా, రైడింగ్ చేస్తారు కదా. సో గుర్రాలు కానీ వంటలు కానీ వాటిని ఎక్కి రైడింగ్ చేసేటప్పుడు చాలా ప్రెషర్ ఉంటుంది జెనైటల్స్ మీద. అది మనం ముఖ్యంగా లేడీస్కి ఇట్స్ ఎ వెరీ టఫ్ టాస్క్ ఫర్ దెమ్ టు రైడ్ ఆన్ ద హార్స్. చాలా ప్రెషర్ ఉంటుంది. దెన్ డౌచింగ్ అంటే తెలుసు కదమ్మా, ఇరిగేషన్స్. పూర్ పర్సనల్ హైజీన్, ఇన్కాంటినెన్స్ అంటే తెలుసు కదా, దెర్ విల్ బి డ్రిబ్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ యూరిన్. వన్ కెనాట్ హోల్డ్ ద hole without voiding, that is incontinence. So there will be dribbling of urine because of pathological causes by urine or stools if it remains in contact with the vulva. Then infections such as vaginitis, genital herpes, viral or fungal infections. And regarding risk factors, so who are at risk, who are at more risk, who are more prone to get this vulvitis. So here some factors have been given. Factors like disease conditions like diabetes, scabies or pubic తెలుసు కదా, తలలోనే కాదు pubic ఏరియాలో కూడా పేర్లు ఉండే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటుంది. ఎగ్జిమా ఆర్ డర్మటైటిస్ ఆర్ ఓరల్ సెక్స్. Then medications. So some few people may be on some medications which are going to give irritations, like hormonal supplements, then anti-anxiety medicines. They can cause vaginal dryness and increasing the susceptibility of vulvitis. Then vaginal douches. So already I just mentioned about douches, right? So these douches are nothing but they change the fluid in and around the vulva and can cause dryness and irritation. They also alter the normal bacteria of the vaginal area, potentially causing a vulvar infection. So the medications are the material that is the liquid or the whatever it is used to wash or cleaning out the inside of the vagina, maybe with water or other mixtures of fluids, is called douche. And then what are the signs and symptoms? So the symptoms of vulvitis are extreme and constant itching, a burning sensation in the vulvar area, then vaginal discharge, then small cracks on the skin of the vulva, then redness and swelling of vulva and labia, that is lip of the vagina. Then clear fluid filled blisters on the vulva, scaly thick whitish patches on the vulva, then bumps or warts, and then soreness, then pain with sex and increased sensitivity when wiping with toilet paper. So these are the signs and symptoms. So commonly there will be itching, redness, and then blisters may be there, okay, whitish patch may be there, then soreness will be there, pain with sex. These are the common signs and symptoms. Then coming to the diagnosis, so usually physical examination and medical history is very important as usual. So ikkada the diagnosis of vulvitis starts with examination on taking the medical history and pelvic examination of the person affected by it. Sometimes STDs may be there that will cause vulvitis. Then other diagnostics tools like pap smears, urine tests, blood tests, and tests for sexually transmitted diseases also done. So what is pap smear again? Mostly these pap smears are used for diagnosing cancers, cervical cancers, or uterus cancers, or vaginal cancers. They use pap smears for diagnostic procedure. So a pap smear involves collecting cells from cervix, the lower narrow end of the uterus, that is at the top of the vagina, that is between vagina and uterus, there is called cervix, the opening. Two openings will be there. So from the two pinpointed openings will be there. One is external, just top of the vagina, and another is inner side. So what is the treatment? Discontinue the use of soaps, irritants, any chemicals, any hormonal medications. So discontinue the soaps, lotions, bubble baths, and other products that cause or aggravate your vulvitis. Then try not to scratch, because this can lead to further irritation, as well as it may lead to bleeding or sometimes infection also. So the person has to control not to scratch, because to avoid irritation, bleeding, and infection. Wash the area only once daily with warm water. Sometimes మనము కొన్నిసార్లు అతి జాగ్రత్తకి వెళ్తాము, ఎక్కువగా ఫ్రీక్వెంట్గా వాష్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు దట్ విల్ మేక్ ద వల్వా వెరీ డ్రై, అండ్ అగైన్ దట్ లీడ్స్ టు ఇన్ఫెక్షన్. సో వాష్ ద ఏరియా ఓన్లీ once daily. Then over washing can lead to further irritation. So medications, low dose hydrocortisone creams may be prescribed for an allergic reaction. Antifungal creams or antibacterial creams may be used to treat infection. Topical estrogens may relieve inflammation and symptoms for postmenopausal women. Then other strategies may be used, like taking warm baths, or using a stitch bath, or applying hot boric acid compresses, applying calamine lotions, then using a hypoallergenic lubricants, particularly before sex. What is prevention? How do you prevent this? It's very easy to prevent, right? So we know the causes, so avoid causes. As general rule, keep your vaginal or vulvar area clean, dry, and cool, especially during menstrual periods and after bowel movements. So daily after defecation we have to keep clean, and then be sure to gently cleanse the vaginal or perineal areas and avoid rubbing with washcloths or towels. Then other preventive measures are wearing white cotton underpants, avoid excessive tight pants, pantyhoses, or any clothes that are abrasive to the vulvar area or that don't allow for adequate air circulation. That is continued, don't allow for frequent adequate air circulation. Then opting for unscented white toilet papers and fragrance-free feminine products. Okay, so sprays, vaginal sprays, tarvata fragrance scents, deos, ఇవన్నీ deodorants, ఇవన్నీ కూడా యూస్ చేస్తుంటారు కదా. We have to avoid that. Using fragrance and dye-free laundry detergents are very much needed, and passing on using fabric softeners when washing underwears. Then avoiding vaginal sprays and powders. Then changing out the wet clothing promptly, such as after a swim or vigorous exercise. సో విగరస్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ అయితే ఏమో స్వెట్ అంతా ఉంటుంది కదా. సో అండర్ గార్మెంట్స్ అంతా కూడా స్వెట్తో బాగా ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ స్వెట్ అన్నప్పుడు if we don't change these undergarments, then that's going to be again vulvitis. So changing the undergarments, especially after swim, after exercises, or sometimes we may be exposed to the rainwater, we just take bath under rains, so I think during that time, so we have to change the clothes immediately. Then always using condoms during sexual activities. So finally, nursing management. Just I have given very few lines because you know how to write the nursing management and nursing diagnosis and detailed nursing care plan, right? So there is an assignment again. So just we will see. We will have a brief discussion about this. Assessment of patient as usual, and collect the history and encourage personal hygiene. Then approaching or consulting the gynecologist for reproductive to treat reproductive health problems. Because naturally always always the people will try to avoid approaching the doctor because they have reproductive health problems. So that is wrong. So approaching or consulting the gynecologist for reproductive health problems is very much needed. Then assist the patient to undergo investigations and educate on changing of undergarments very regularly. So these are very few points, but you have to add support points to prepare nursing management and assignment for nursing management of patient with vulvitis. So here is again a assignment. Write a detailed nursing care plan with at least 5 nursing diagnoses, and you have to submit, ma. Okay, ma. Thank you.